Hey, this is Chuck, and you are listening to Fans with Bands, the podcast where we talk to the fans and the bands they dig about life, music, and whatever the hell else we want to talk about. Today on Fans with Bands, we are talking to Tyrant. Check it out. Oh, there's that voice too. Hey, this is Chuck with Fans with Bands, and I'm talking to Andrew and Philip from Tyrant. How you guys doing?
Good. How are you, man?
Awesome, man. Doing good. And we've got a fan, Kevin, on here, and it looks like Don just joined.
Don.
Yeah. So we'll give Don a minute. Oh, there he is. Hey, Don,
What's
how
up,
you doing?
Don? Long
What's
time
happening,
no see,
guys?
All right. So Don's here too. So it's we were talking a little bit before we got started, but it's sadly been too long since I seen you guys live. And the last time I saw you was at the Loving Touch, killing it with Havoc.
Yeah,
And,
great show.
yeah, and then you, I think during the pandemic, you released Poison the Well, which I think is a fantastic song. I think you guys really did a great job with the songwriting, and the riffs are, it's fucking killer.
Yeah.
So, but I kind of wanted to back up a little bit and talk about like how you guys started Tyrant. When did Tyrant start, and how did the current lineup that you got going with Tony and Isaac get together?
So, I mean, him and I have been playing music together forever at this point. We started the band officially, I think it'll be 10 years this January, February.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah. I mean, we started it when he was 13, 14, and I was 16.
Holy shit.
And, we were just playing like Metallica, Pantera, just the early metal stuff. And then we started writing a couple originals. And, ever since then, we've just been trying to put out as much music as possible. And we've done a bunch of touring. We've had some lineup changes. And, I mean, we've known Tony for
Almost 10 years.
Yeah, almost 10
really?
years. And so we were a three-piece for a while in 2016.
Uh-huh.
And then, towards the end of 2016, we kind of realized that we need a second guitar player because I could only do so much, guitar, vocals, and lead.
Yeah.
And so Tony was the natural first choice. So we brought him, and then we had a couple other bass players, and then Isaac, started as a fill-in.
Mm-hmm.
And then, now he's just kind of
awesome
been hanging out. So
that's cool. Excellent. That's fantastic. So you've got that one single that came out in 2020, and I saw online that you guys have been, posting some stuff on your social media about recording. So when will you have are you going to do like more singles? You going to do a full release? What's the plan there?
So like I mentioned before, we're nearing the end of kind of production. We're kind of working on lead and vocals and finishing up some guitar parts. And
I'll go put him in the garage so he
okay.
gets out.
My cat's meowing. He wants to go outside for whatever reason. So yeah, the plan is we're gonna do at least 2 singles off this new album. It's a 9-track affair, if you will.
Right.
So yeah, we're gonna do 2. We're gonna do videos for both. One official music video, and then probably like a lyric stream video for the other.
Oh, cool.
And then we're hoping to release a song or the first single around April, and then another one around May, and then the full thing in either June or July. It's still kind of, once we get the mix and master done, then everything else kind of falls into place.
Yeah.
So that's the tentative plan.
Awesome. And I think you mentioned you guys have been like pretty much DIY the whole thing, right? Everything from recording to, and you guys are handling the mixing and mastering as well, or are you gonna?
No, we're gonna have the same guy who did Poison the Well. His name's John. He's from Bang. I think it's Bang Studios or Bang Recordings in Illinois or Indiana. I don't know, one of the states below us. But he did a great job with Poison the Well, and we'd like to work with him again on the full length. So yeah, we're doing all the production and recording ourselves, but the mix and master's a little out of our wheelhouse, so.
Right. Yeah. Hell yeah. It's awesome. Well, Fans with Bands is, not just me, although I can just keep rattling off some questions for you guys because I'm, happy to see, and I got a bunch of things I'm curious about. But I want to open it up to the fans. So Don or Kevin, do you guys have questions?
The only question I have is, how the hell have you guys been doing, man?
Good, man. It's been a long time since we saw you. We actually, so kind of related, we went to the Ren Fair this year, and
awesome.
we ran into Alex.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
Alex,
wild.
so we toured with Don's band back in 2017.
Oh, cool.
This was Cypher 6, and that's how we've known him forever. And then their old drummer, we ran into at the Ren Fair. It was a super weird thing, weird coincidence, but
Yeah, you've probably seen him more than I have in a while.
yeah.
I didn't recognize him at first. I was like, where do I know this guy
Yeah,
from?
it took me a minute to
I
process.
was like, oh yeah.
He's a strange fellow, but he's cool. He's cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. Don, is your band still out and going and doing
No, I we broke up pretty shortly after that tour. Those guys couldn't hang.
Damn it.
And I've just been doing solo work from there on.
Cool. Excellent. Well, I was curious, when you were talking about the putting out the singles and then the full length album, what's the writing process like for you guys? Is it, you get together, jam, and try to work out some stuff, or does, somebody in the band come up with like a full-fledged thing and then get the other guys in there to kind of tweak it? How does that work for you guys?
Yeah, that's pretty much how it goes mostly. It's like him or one of the other guitar players comes up with an idea, and then we all get together and just kind of build off of it.
Yeah. Sometimes like I'll come up with a whole idea and just use like, drum software just to kind of get a basic layout, and then he'll take it and run with it. Or like sometimes, we'll all get together and just jam too. It's kind of a mixed bag. Whatever, is conducive of the best idea is usually what we do. You know, it's no one way or another.
Do you, so I know you're at your practice space right now. Do you guys get together like physically and write music, or is it more like trading ideas over the internet? Somebody comes up with a riff, records it, writes it, sends it out to everybody else, and then they work on it?
So
Sort of.
yeah,
I'm pretty much here every day.
Yeah, him and I have been getting together pretty much every day for past year and a half, 2 years, just working on the album and Twitch streaming. But yeah, I mean, for the most part, it's just to save everybody time. We live in the 21st century, so we can shoot each other ideas and Google Drives of, riffs or lyrics or whatever the case may be. And then, when we get together, we just kind of bring it all together, and, that's where it really comes to life. But, for the sake of time, I'll record something on my phone. I'll send it to him, or, I'll shoot it to Tony, and then we'll kind of just at least get it into each other's minds, sooner rather than later. So we're not holding on to it till next practice, and we're like, what was that riff? Yeah.
Yeah.
So
awesome. That's cool. And as far as like lyrical content, who is it? Philip, is it you that's writing most of the lyrics, or do you trade off at all? So
everything in the past I've written most of, but with a lot of the new stuff, he's been helping me kind of, and he's good for me in the sense that he kind of balances me out when I get too far into like an enigmatic, like kind of weird poetry with lyrics. He's like, no, you got to keep this shit simple, keep it straightforward. So he's definitely been helping me a lot with lyrics on the new album, just to kind of be more succinct, and not speaking weird, elusive poetry.
Yeah, singing riddles.
Singing riddles is what he's
Autumn.
Yeah. Well, I was wondering about that, because like a lot of your tunes, at least, seem to have like kind of a factual basis. There, it's not like way out in left field. There is some imagery, but it does seem to be fairly concrete. Do you want people? I guess, what is the experience you want people to have when they listen to Tyrant?
I don't know. That's kind of, because I don't want to put anything into anybody's minds, but we want it to come across as genuine and real, and not some like, we don't sing about dragons and shit. And, we don't sing about, like, we're not too fantastical, and we're not too gory or too literal, like with politics and stuff. We write about stuff we know and stuff we like. Poison the Well is about OCD, not something that people really write songs about, and the classic metal trope is depression, anxiety, and nihilism and shit like that. But, it's, and I know I'm getting off topic, but, we just want to come across as genuine, and whatever people get from it, is kind of what it is,
Yeah. No, it's cool. We've got another fans join, Autumn. Autumn, can you hear us?
Autumn?
How's it going, Autumn?
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Hi. I don't know how to mute my phone, so I'm going to be quiet now.
Do you have any questions for these guys?
Not at the moment.
No, all right.
All right.
Well, maybe you'll think of one. So something I like to do on Fans with Bands is kind of go back into like the origin story for you guys as, what got you into music. So was there a particular band or a musician that you listened to and like, man, I want to do that?
I think
it was Kiss.
Really? Awesome.
Yeah, Kiss,
Psycho Circus.
Yeah, Psycho.
Really?
Yeah. And then after we listened to that Kiss Psycho Circus cassette, because that's how we're starting to show our age a little bit, we got the Kissology box set. And when we saw them on stage, and whether or not you like the band, they're one of the biggest bands in the world for a reason.
Oh,
and when we saw them, on stage with their platform shoes and the fire and the, all that shit, we were like, that's cool. We want to do that. So that was the moment we fell in love with music.
Awesome. And was that, did that happen to be like the very first record that you guys bought, album, tape, cassette?
Yeah, our dad just had it in his Honda Civic.
Yeah.
All right.
Way back in the day.
93 Honda Civic.
Very awesome. That's cool. So what was the very first album you guys bought for yourselves? Like with your own cash?
It was either a My Chemical Romance or an Offspring. I don't know what I was doing with my money. I was confused.
Clearly.
I think my first musical purchase was probably either some more Kiss or AC/DC.
Nice.
But one of the earliest ones I remember is getting Bullet for My Valentine in high school. 'Cause I was edgy and I was angsty and all that shit. And I remember getting the Scream, Aim, and Fire CD.
Nice.
So,
That's such a good album.
Yeah.
Awesome. So I'd like to take this one around the horn for the fans and find out what their first album was. So Don, what was the very first album you bought?
I don't know. I didn't buy anything right off the bat. Like my dad would just burn me a bunch of CDs, or he had a
awesome.
cassette tapes. With the first thing I can remember, like going physically to the store and handing over cash, was a CD of Avenged Sevenfold, "Waking the Fallen."
Oh, cool. That's a good album. Yeah, hell yeah. Autumn, how about you?
I don't know. I can't remember.
Oh, man. What was the most recent one you bought then? Or listened to?
I recently just bought an album called Quarantina by Joe Cardamone.
Oh, cool.
From the Icarus line.
All right.
I don't know if you've ever heard of that guy.
No, but I'll go check it out because I'm always open for new music. And Kevin, how about you?
Black Sabbath.
Black Sabbath. Which album? The very first one?
Yes. I go way back.
Yeah.
Wow. So
this is Ann. I'm going to balance this out.
Okay, awesome, Ann.
My first one was Elton John, Philadelphia Freedom.
Nice.
Did I just show my age?
Well,
Did you get on a record player?
so my very first one was Elton John as well, and it was Goodbye Yellow Brick Road. So there you go.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I'm old as hell as well. So. So
I was going to say most recent purchase though was Mastodon, the newest album.
Hushed and Grim is so awesome.
It's so good.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
Oh my God, yeah, that's a good. Yeah, so let's go. So, Philip, Andrew, any recent purchases you've gotten?
So I'm a big vinyl guy, and so is my girlfriend. So we both got each other vinyl for Christmas, and I got her Gojira's newest album, Fortitude.
Nice. Yeah.
Great fucking album. And then I got Gojira's Magma, and then I also got the Mars Volta, Deloused in the Comatorium.
Nice. That's an awesome album.
Yeah, it is. It was the re-release from Vinyl Me Please.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Hell yeah. That's awesome. Very nice. Kevin, have you bought anything recently? No.
He streams a lot of music, so.
Well, that's all right. That's good.
No. I just go to shows. That's all I do.
Cool. So yeah, speaking of shows, what was the very first concert you guys went to? So, Philip.
Kiss.
Kiss. Oh, that's right. Yeah,
it was a Kiss show. We were way too young to go see Kiss. But
I don't think you can ever be too young to see Kiss.
Never.
We were so young, but I don't know. It was so cool, and I vividly remember we've seen Kiss 3 times, and I think the last time we saw them was 2019 when they were in Grand Rapids.
Excellent.
And every time, like when we saw them in 2019, I was just watching them, kick ass for like 2 hours, and I'm like, "Fuck, these guys are 70 years old."
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know, it's amazing. It is, if nothing else, just longevity that those guys are still rocking out, and they're not screwing around they put on a really good show still.
Oh yeah.
They do.
So that's hats off to Kiss.
Yes, they do.
Don, how about you? What was your first show?
Ted Nugent.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Motor City Madman. He was just as mad then as he ever was, but.
Excellent. Autumn, how about you?
Alice Cooper at Muskegon Summer Celebration a long time ago.
Very nice. Yeah.
Nice.
And Kevin?
Bread with Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Wow, Bread. That's going back there. That's awesome.
Yeah. You're probably wondering how I'm able to sit up and talk.
No, Kevin, I'm just impressed. That's awesome. And how about Anne?
That would be Cheap Trick.
Oh, nice. Very nice. Excellent. So, kind of along that theme, do you guys remember the very first show you played?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And
like 4 people.
And so what do you remember most about that experience?
It's pretty underwhelming.
Well, yeah, I mean, there were like 4 other people there, and I think the other band dudes were probably out smoking cigarettes or something, because we were on like first or something, and it was at the Loft. Yeah, I mean, it was still a great time, and we have footage of it somewhere if that ever needs to resurface. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. It was kind of that like moment where it felt comfortable to be on stage. Obviously there was a lot of nervous energy.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, did you feel nervous, or did you feel prepared and ready to go, and you just felt natural up there, or was it?
Well, I mean, we were as prepared as 14 and 16-year-olds could be, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it went as well as it went as well as you would imagine for a first show. So.
Awesome. And if you guys could go at like anywhere in the world to play a show, where would you go, and who would you like to have on the bill with you?
I'd probably like to go play Japan.
I knew
so
that.
Like no matter where you play, everybody in the damn country just comes out.
Yeah.
Yeah, metal, especially traditional metal, is huge, and like
Baby Metal.
Yeah,
that band.
And then I think I'd go somewhere in Europe. And I don't know. I guess it depends. Like we've played with Enforcer.
Yeah, those guys are awesome.
Token Lounge.
Yeah.
But I think if we went, to Sweden where they're from, I'd probably choose them. Yeah, I mean, there's so many great metal bands. I don't know. That's a loaded question, but I'd love to play Europe at some point.
Awesome. If you were going to go anywhere in the world and go see a show or play, where would you go? And who would you see or play with?
That's also a tough question. I mean, yeah.
It's
Once you
tough.
get put on the spot, it's like this is shitty. But I don't know. I'm not one for traveling like long distances. So probably like Madison Square or something big like that would be like my dream. But
Awesome.
as far as who I'd play with, I mean that's a tough question because I'm always playing different kind of music now. I'm not just playing metal like I did before. So
yeah.
It just depends on the day sometimes.
Awesome. Autumn, if you could go anywhere in the world to see a show, where would you go and who would you see?
Pass on this question.
Pass?
Yeah.
All right. I'll let you pass. Kevin, how about you?
I'm a huge, if I had my ideal lineup, it'd be Rammstein and Kiss.
Oh, wow. Cool.
Hell of
Awesome.
a show.
Where would you go see him?
Anywhere.
Backyards.
We saw
Backyard.
Kiss in Austin. We saw Kiss in Austin last year
In
Oh.
October.
in October.
Nice.
And are we going to see Rammstein in Chicago? Yeah, I think next year.
Oh,
So,
seriously? Wow, cool.
Any two, those two anywhere would be great.
Awesome. Anne, how about you?
I want to go with Philip and Andrew wherever they go.
Oh,
Thanks.
she wins. She wins the car.
Awesome. Let's see. Looks like John has joined. John, can you hear us? Hail Santa.
Oh,
Yes, sir, I can.
He's in text. But yeah,
All right.
this is John from Bang Studios or Recordings. You'll
Oh,
have to
cool.
correct me. He's the one that mixed and mastered Poison the Well. And
Fantastic.
the album. So
Yeah, you did.
Hi, John.
You waved. Well, John, you did an awesome. It was an awesome, awesome work on that. Do you have any questions you want to ask them?
he said he has
Philip?
some dumb questions for
No
us.
questions?
He commented earlier.
All right. Anybody else have any questions for Andrew?
Yeah, who would you go see and where?
Who would I go see? Oh man, I'm sort of in like Don's camp because it changes by the day. You know, like So right now I'm like heavily into listening to a couple of different bands. I'd really like to see Sturgill Simpson. I've never seen him live, and I love his bluegrass stuff. So I'd like to go see him at the Ryman in Nashville. But I'd also like to go see. I'm a huge fan of Anthrax. Seen them many times. I'd love to go see them in their like home turf in New York, you know. And then I'm also like a huge fan of Carcass. So nice. I'd love to go see those guys, you know, across the pond. But I am going to go see them because I got tickets for the Maryland Death Fest. So I get to see them and Cynic and Deceased.
Bunch of other bands.
Yeah, that's going to be fantastic. Yeah. So
you're a bluegrass fan?
Yeah, I love bluegrass. My dad my mom actually played country music. She played pedal steel guitar. So I grew up listening to, you know, Johnny Cash and more traditional, you know, like Dolly Parton and blanking out, like Mel Tillis and those guys. And but I got it. My dad also listened to like Bill Monroe and that stuff. So, and of course Chet Atkins, that guy.
He's
not
amazing.
necessarily a bluegrass player, but you know, just an amazing guitar player. And you know who else? You know, is Glenn Campbell. That son of a bitch can play. Yeah, I got into
not anymore.
Yeah, no, he can't. Yeah, is he still alive, or does he just have Alzheimer's?
I'm not sure if he is or not.
Yeah.
Who is the big bluegrass guy
right now?
Puff the Magic. No, he's gone on. Puff the Magic Dragon guy, and
I don't know.
I can't think of his name.
I've been the other guy I got into is Billy Strings. He's from Ionia. Not too
I
far from you
was
guys.
supposed to go see him in concert actually on New Year, but he canceled the show.
Oh, I know. Yeah, there was like some kind of goddamn pandemic going on, and somebody got sick.
That's the rumor.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a bummer. I've seen him a few times. I saw him in Grand Rapids, and usually those, like, he does those Thanksgiving and New Year's gigs. So anyway.
Yeah, I've honestly never heard him before. It was supposed to be like a surprise for me, but
Bummer, dude. That's yeah. Damn it. Yeah, he's awesome.
Kind of sucks. But I'm just gonna hold out until the next time he comes around and not listen to him and just be surprised when I get there.
Yeah. Well, when you go to the shows, because when I saw him, like, I don't know, maybe 5 or 6 years ago, and he's just starting to get big, and now it's like the Grateful Dead. When you go to those shows, there's a shit ton of people that love the Dead. They're fucking high as fuck, and they're like, whoa, and you're just like, oh fuck. I mean, I really like Billy Strings, and those people are cool, but when they're all just packed up to you against you and they're staring at you with their eyes like on fucking acid, you're like, oh my god, I need to go. I need you to walk. I need you to back the fuck up. But so yeah, that's my little rant about going to Billy Strings. So now I'll probably never get to talk to the guy. They'll be like, oh no, fuck off. So anyway, what else I was going to ask you guys? Oh, so do you have any like kind of pre-show rituals, things you do to kind of get ready to get out there and kick ass?
I go first.
Oh yeah, I can go first. I mean, mine's not as long as his.
Yeah,
I usually I drink a lot of water, mostly Red Bull, and then I play hacky sack for like an hour.
Really?
Yeah, and I stretch for like 30 minutes.
Yeah, his is very laid back. He's got to get into like the not necessarily chill, have fun zone, but you know, he's got to get in a good mood.
Oh yeah, I usually always take a nap before a show. When we unload, I set my drums up.
It's nap time.
Yeah.
I typically, you know, just do lots of vocal warm-ups for like 20, 30 minutes, drink throat coat tea, stretching. I like to isolate myself. Just, I don't know, because I get overwhelmed really easily, especially with like lots of people and noise. And so like it kind of brings me back down, because then when I go out on stage, it's just kind of like this big eruption of energy. But yeah, I mean, a lot of stretching and you know, as he said, drinking water, because staying hydrated is so important, especially as a vocalist, you know.
Yeah. Well, and you guys are pretty high energy. I mean, your music's high energy. You put on a great performance, so it's you guys are really working it. Although Andrew always looks so calm. He looks calm right now. And when you see him playing the drums, he's beating the fuck out of those things, but it's super calm. His face is like, boop, yep.
It's all the naps he takes. He's a serial napper. He's always just like, you know.
Yeah, I drink
well rested.
Oh Lord. So you know, besides like when we were talking about like songwriting and lyric writing, what other aspects of your lives do you feel influences your music? So is there like particular books or things that you're reading or listening to that have an influence? And I'm sure that changes over time, but in the most recent like factory of working on music, what are the things that are kind of in the background influencing you?
Well, a lot of it for me is media besides music. Like obviously, you know, whatever I listen to indirectly influences kind of what we're writing and the way I play. Mm-hmm. But a lot of it, you know, lyrically and I guess atmospherically comes from like books. You know, because I like to read a lot about all different types of things, everything from philosophy, you know, like Marcus Aurelius, Meditations. That was one I finished recently, and that kind of like the Stoicism actually kind of inspired one of the new songs. And then a lot of like religious thought and like magical books, like the Greater and Lesser Keys of Solomon's. You know, there's just so much, and not to say we're like a religious band in any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah.
But a lot of like darker macabre imagery, some video games even, like Diablo is one. I don't know if it's a great game, but the atmosphere is so perfect. It's so grim, it's so dark, and movies and stuff like that kind of influenced the lyrics and atmosphere I put into the music.
Cool.
Stay a while and listen. Hell yeah. He does look like Deckard Cain. That's true. A man of taste, I see.
Excellent. So you were speaking of books, and that's kind of an interesting topic. Like, so we know what Philip, you've just read. Is everybody else into books? Is that going to be like a killer topic if I ask you what you're
I like to read.
reading?
I'm very slow at it though.
All right. So what have you read?
The complete book that I read is called "The Wind Is My Mother." It's written by like a Native American shaman.
Oh, cool! Awesome.
It was really, really interesting, and it was kind of frightening how much I could relate to the teachings.
Nice.
Yeah, same. I mean, you recently reread The Alchemist too, and that's a great book.
Yeah, that's a fucking trip, dude.
It is. Like, not to. I mean, to kind of go off on the book tangent, but like The Alchemist, like. You always seem to read it at the right time, and I don't know if you've read it, but I think I've read it like 2 or 3 times at this point. But it's just this weird book that you always gravitate to when you need to read it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
like an emergency Bible.
I want to check that out then, because that sounds cool.
It's a great book.
What's the basic theme of it?
I would say like desire. Self-potential, like fulfillment.
Yeah, actualizing potential and realizing, like living your truth. It's kind of stoic in a sense. Living your truest life.
Excellent. Don, how about you? What have you read recently? Oh, right.
Anyone read the same sentence? Just read.
Right. Nice. Very nice. Autumn, how about you?
I'm gonna sit this one out too.
All right. Golly. 2 big topics gone, autumn down. Kevin.
The Marcus Aurelius book that Philip referenced, Dante, Divine Comedy, Adam Smith, Wealth of Nations, things like that.
Nice. And Anne.
So mine is for pure pleasure, unlike these philosophical geniuses. I just read Invention of Wings by Sue Monk Kidd.
Oh, all right, cool. John, how about you, man? You can text it to us. Oh, I don't see it. Oh, there it is. Wizard's First Rule. All right, cool. Excellent. I'll have to check that one out. I just read Will Smith's biography, and it was actually really good. I mean, I liked, his movies and stuff. But you get to a point when you're reading it that you think that he's an asshole. So I'll just put that out there. You'll read it and you think, oh, this is really cool how he came up and, how he went from, nobody to
Fresh Prince.
Yeah, to the Fresh Prince. And it's a really cool story about all that, from hip hop and the Fresh Prince and movies and everything. So it's a cool story of arc. But when you get to the point where he's like Men in Black, you think, man, he's sort of an asshole. But then he comes around at the end. So I don't want to totally ruin it for you guys, but at the end of the day, he still seems like a nice guy. So
yeah, I love him.
Yeah.
Somebody else wrote it. Yeah. Mark Mannon or something like that. Yeah. So yeah, no, he didn't write it himself. Although I think, what's his name? I also read Dave Grohl's book.
Oh, nice.
And that's really good too. Really interesting, especially, he's had a storied life. But the fact that the guy like has Thanksgiving with Paul McCartney, like,
like it's no big deal.
Yeah, his kids came down, like, and Paul McCartney's playing piano at his house. Like, the hell?
That's awesome.
No, I was blown away. Have you guys seen that? Are you guys into the Beatles at all?
Somewhat.
I'm not huge into the Beatles. I mean, I think I respect them, but it's not my cup of tea.
Yeah.
No.
No worries. No worries. So, one question that I was thinking of when we were talking about books and such made me think again back to music. Do you feel that that your music would translate, your story arc would translate into that kind of hero of a thousand faces type of thing, where you've got like a definite story to tell within the music that you're playing, so that if somebody came back later and was looking at your music and listening to it, they would say, oh yeah, these guys were trying to tell us about certain things? Or do you just have things you want to say and then it doesn't really have like a long-term arc?
I'm not that forward thinking with the music,
Okay.
like
Yeah.
I don't expect it to be some long chronological story.
Right.
It is kind of one of the, like, concept albums are cool, but that's not what we do.
Yeah.
Each song kind of stands alone for its own story. Each song has a different meaning, but there are general concepts that each album kind of falls under. And I know that sounds kind of contradictory, but like, this album was written with us being in a certain time and place, with certain emotions and feelings and thoughts. But it's a little bit more segmented than just like one big
Right.
concept, some grand scheme.
And where was I going to go with that when you talk? As far as like the grand scheme and thing and orientation for this album, was the pandemic on your mind when you? I mean, it was on everyone's mind, but do you think it influenced the music in it at all?
I mean, I would say so. I think a lot of it's just frustration. The fact that we can't get out and play shows. Obviously shows are happening.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously a lot more regularly now, but for the first year and a half, we were stuck at home just writing music, and a lot of it was pent up frustration that we couldn't go hang out with people at shows or play shows. So I mean, I think it influenced it because we had a lot of time to sit around and write it and rewrite parts. I think on one of the new songs we wrote and rewrote the bridge like 4 or 5 times. Just because we had time. We had time.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it influenced it in that sense.
Right. So since shows are coming back, do you guys have plans for when you're going to get back out onto the stage? Anything coming up in the near future or this summer?
So, I mean, we have some plans to do like a little like week-long run in April. Like first week of April, we're probably I think some of them, I think it's like halfway booked at this point. But things are still up in the air with the way things are going. Yep. But we're hoping to hit like Fort Wayne, Chicago, Columbus. I know we're going down to Cincinnati. Nice. Hoping to hit Detroit because unfortunately there's nowhere to play in Lansing other than the Avenue Cafe. Yeah. But that doesn't feel like a home for metal, like right. Max used to be.
Yeah, it's not a very good at all.
Yeah. But we're looking at April, and then hopefully, if shit gets back to more normal than it is, right. It'll pick up from there.
Cool. And you mentioned a term like traditional metal, and I think of you guys mixing traditional metal and thrash. I mean, your vocals are more clean than you would normally see in a thrash metal band, but the music's definitely thrash oriented. Out of all those genres you could have gone in metal, what was it about thrash traditional metal that really inspired you? Was it just the roots when you guys were starting as like Metallica and that kind of music, or did you gravitate to that more later on as you were evolving your musical skills?
I think from what I can remember, like the first song we ever wrote, it's like, I don't know, it's barely thrash. It's kind of like a Pantera feel, and then after that, I'm just gotten faster and faster and faster and faster.
Faster and angrier. I think he's right though. I think it's just a natural progression of, we never set out to play heavy metal. It's just kind of what we did. When we picked up, that's the kind of drum beats he plays, and that's the kind of riffs that I play, and it's just fast and loud.
Have you guys? I mean, since Kiss was an influence, have you ever done like any Kiss covers live?
Yeah, we've never.
No. We've thought about covering like Love Gun or something.
Yeah.
Which I think, if you like bump up the BPMs and drive the guitars a little more, I think it'd make a great cover song.
Yeah. Or 100,000 Years would too, I think.
Yeah.
I love that song.
Right.
Yeah. Or Parasite too.
Yep. Or She. I mean, there's so many great songs that would translate well, but they're so good already,
Yeah. Yeah.
They do some great Motorhead covers.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
What?
Ace of Spades. Everybody knows Ace of Spades, so once in a while, we'll bust
Break
it out.
that one out? Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's always it's a crowd pleaser, and it's awesome to play,
Yeah, we played Radar Love once, didn't we?
Yeah, we did Radar Love.
Right.
I think it was that Q106 thing. We did Radar Love, but that one was fun too. I think it's more rewarding as a metal band to take a song that's not traditionally metal, like make it metal as shit, like Radar Love, or we've been tossing around the idea of throwing like a cult song on the new album, like Bad Fun. Because Bad Fun I think is kind of like what we do already, but just turn the amps up a little bit and play a little faster.
Or Magic Man by Heart.
Yeah,
I think that'd be a really good fucking song.
Yeah. I agree. I think it's fun when regardless of genre, if somebody takes a song from a genre and morphs it into that. So either it's a metal song turned into bluegrass, or a bluegrass song turned into metal, or whatever.
Yeah. Responding to John's comment, that's a song that I've been suggesting we do for a very, very long time. We just have never gotten around to it.
That's the song I meant to say, for the record.
Crazy on You?
Yeah, that's the song I meant to say.
But see, that's the thing. Is like if you took anything similar to Heart, or bands like that aren't really metal to begin with, but you turn it into a metal song. I think no matter what, a good song is a good song, whether or not it's metal or country or bluegrass or whatever you do to it. If it's a good song, it'll translate.
Yeah, we did Fire by Jimi Hendrix, and then
nice.
Good Times, Bad Times by Led Zeppelin.
And we did we did Nirvana too. This was a long time ago.
No, I don't think we ever went through it.
We did Territorial Pissings by Nirvana.
It was a bone.
No. No,
excellent.
You're thinking of Alice in Chains. Different band, buddy.
Yeah.
Oh.
We got them mixed up.
Yeah, I know. Oh, yeah, we used to do a lot of covers when way back in the day when we were a three-piece. Like he said, Hendrix, Nirvana.
We did Thunder Kiss 69 by Rob Zombie.
65.
Oh, yeah. Excellent. Yeah, that reminds me of like when you were talking about like a good song, is a good song, and if you can do a good cover of it and make it your own, that's great. Did you ever listen to Anthrax's album of covers?
No.
Kicks ass. They do like Journey.
Nice.
In a Cheap Trick song, and did they do April Wine? I can't remember if they did Roller or not. Shoot, now I'm blanking out on it. But I know they did Journey, which was
nice.
wild, and it's really good too, because could sound like Steve Perry.
Good song, man.
Yeah, it was awesome. Oh, they did Boston.
Nice.
Yeah. So anyway, well, guys, I really appreciate getting the time to talk with you guys.
Thanks for having us, man.
Oh wait, can we do one more thing?
Yeah.
Autumn, you should tell everybody how you met Tommy Thayer that one time.
Oh, Tommy Thayer.
Yeah.
I just met him when he played a benefit show at my work when I lived in Palm Desert, California.
Oh.
I guess he was a regular at the restaurant and he used to come in frequently and do benefit shows for charity.
Oh, really? Awesome.
Yeah, he was a really nice guy in person.
I was just out in the Palm Desert in November.
Nice.
Yeah, it was really super cool. I was hoping I would see like the dudes in Josh Holm from Queens of Stone.
Oh, Josh Homme?
Yeah.
I don't know. Is that how you say it? You got to go up to Pioneer Town.
Yeah, that's where I was.
Happy and Harriet's.
Yeah, I was in there. So,
yeah, I saw them once. Eagles of Death Metal.
Oh.
They did a show out there when I lived out there.
Yeah, them and Earthless. I was hoping to see some of those dudes, but I think they're in San Diego. But anyway. Well, everybody, thanks so much. And, Philip and Andrew, thank you guys so much for being on Fans with Bands. Can't wait to hear the new album when it comes out, so everyone can check out the new Tyrant. And hopefully I'll get to see you guys this summer. Hopefully playing around somewhere in Detroit or, I'm up in Lansing sometimes. I know it's the Avenues, but put a show on there, God damn it.
Yeah. Well, we will. And from talking to some other Lansing promoters, there's supposed to be something like a new spot happening, but
oh, cool.
Who knows? We'll definitely play Detroit at least this year. So
awesome. Yeah. Well, I'll be looking forward to checking you guys out. So I've got just one last question. Super controversial question. Hopefully it doesn't cause a rift between you two and the rest of the band. And that is pineapple or no pineapple on pizza?
Absolutely not. The fuck not. You'd be out of the band so fast.
I honestly have no problem with it.
Really?
I'm not gonna go and
You're not gonna order it though.
You wouldn't order it. There you go.
Well,
There's
no,
your
the thing is,
answer.
I'll put it in my mouth and eat it, but I'm not gonna be the one ordering it. I'm not gonna be that guy.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, if somebody ordered a pizza that's got pineapple, I'll pick that shit off and I'll still eat the pizza.
Yeah, I mean, you can just pick it off and you just got a ham pizza.
I would just leave. But I can't do it.
If it's just pineapple and cheese and not like a Hawaiian pizza, yeah, that's fucking weird.
Yeah, no. Kevin, how about you?
No pineapple on the pizza. Or anchovies.
Oh, okay.
Well,
I love anchovies.
Yeah, anchovies are good. They're better than pineapple, that's for sure.
I don't eat fish bait.
Oh Lord. How about Ann?
No pineapple.
No pineapple. All right, so it's pretty firm in the winter.
Don's gonna be a pineapple guy.
Camp.
Watch.
Yeah, Don.
No, it's absolutely disgusting, dude.
Oh,
Yeah, that's right.
right. Awesome. And Autumn, how about you?
I think I agree with Andrew. I'll eat it, but I won't order it.
Okay.
I'm not going out of my way to find it.
All right. So pretty much no pineapple around the horn, it sounds like, because I'm no pineapple. I don't understand how anybody puts it on there. I'm like,
I can't even pick it off and eat it. It's ruined.
oh, I know. Yeah, because it's left a little sweetness on
Like
there.
the juice.
Yeah. No, it's not good at all.
Doesn't belong.
Well, guys, thanks again for being on Fans with Bands. Really appreciate it. And
Yeah, thanks, man.
Yeah. Hopefully I'll definitely see you hopefully this summer. So cool.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we'll see you.
All right. Thanks a lot, guys.
All right, see you, Chuck.
Bye, Chuck.
Yeah. See
Bye,
ya.
everyone.
Bye, Don. Bye, Mom and Dad.
See ya.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks to Andrew, Philip, Kevin, Ann, Autumn, Don, and John for joining me on this episode of Fans with Bands. Tyrant are currently wrapping up studio work for their next album. The plan is to release a couple more singles, more videos, and then target the full album release for this summer. I'll definitely be keeping tabs on Tyrant through their social media and look forward to seeing them on stage soon. These are tough times for everyone in the creative industries such as music. Your support of live streaming, purchasing music, and merchandise is critical. If you can help out your local artists, please do. If you are in the Michigan area, consider following the Playing in the Detroit Area Tonight Facebook page. It is a place for fans and bands to support each other and share our combined love of music. Thank you all so much for listening. Be sure to hit subscribe on your favorite podcast service to get each and every episode of Fans with Bands. Spread the word by rating the show and leaving a comment. We want to hear what you think. You can keep in touch by following us on social media. This is a Life in Michigan production. Until next time, be well and kick out the jams.